Night had fallen when we came past the mountain, past the flame, far from fields where men would die, far from spells that split the sky. The camp lay low behind the stone, close enough to hear them moan. Wounded men with shaking breath, names still warm inside of death. Fires burned with stories near, every word was smoke and fear. I sat still but couldn't sleep, war was breathing in the deep. They spoke of steel, of broken shields, of bodies left in open fields. Then one tail crawled beneath my skin, a woman laughing through the din. They said she fought with empty hands, no crest, no banner, no command. A beast that wore a woman's face, tearing through the front like flame. I felt fear crawl up my spine, but something darker answered in kind. If war was hell, if war was real, why did I ache to make it real? Dawn, the horn split through the air, mud and breath and shouted prayer. We marched out where the red flag flew, and every dream I'd fed came true. Then both sides crashed into the field, no time to think, no time to yield. The world became a screaming ring of fire, dirt and splintered shields. My scythe woke black inside my hand, shadow curled where I would stand. Its edge drank heat from smoke and sun, and whispered, cut until it's done. Blood was real beneath my blade, not just ink on pages stained, not just tales by candlelight, not just hunger dressed as night. I carved my path through steel and cries, with dust and sparks behind my eyes. I had wanted war made real, then blood became too real. Came close and then he fell. One more screamed, I couldn't tell where his voice had left the air. Another blade was already there. Stones burst open, fire rain spells tore holes through mud and chain. Blood hit warm across my cheek, still I moved too fast to speak. I saw my comrades drag below, reached when I could, then had to go. There was no room for gentle grace, just the next breath, next blade, next face. I had dreamed of brutal art, of beauty with a beating heart, but nothing in my hidden books had taught me how a dead man looked. Not when close, not when warm, not when silence followed storm. I knew the stories, but stories never bled. Grew thin and red was sinking into skin. Across the crush through smoke and cries, I saw a pair of burning eyes. Short black hair with streaks of red, no blade in hand, yet body spread. She fought like hunger given form, a savage grin inside the storm. Then horns rang out, the field withdrew, and smoke swallowed her from view. I stood there breathing blood and dust, still alive, because I must. Blood was real beneath my blade, every choice was quickly made. Every life I cut away left a shadow where it lay. I had smiled when war came near, now that smile had learned to fear. Still the dark inside me kneeled to the horror of the field. Blood was real and I had changed, not cleansed, not cured, not rearranged, but somewhere under dirt and steel I learned that hunger also feels. Back at camp I washed my hands, but red still lived beneath my nails. War had sounded soft and sweet, then left its truth beneath my